Christopher Bell ain't saying enough out there, because if I was Christopher Bell, I'd be giving it hell right now. And I'd be going, oh, nah, man, I'm right here on Bubble Watch. Y'all ain't doing that to me, man. What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here at Coach's Corner, the center of the universe. Another installment of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, I hope everybody out there had an amazing 4th of July. I hope you guys spent a lot of time with friends, family. I know y'all ate a lot of good food. I know I did, for sure. But I hope everybody stayed safe out there. But we got a lot to go over, man, after that nice little road course race there at Road America. Looking forward to coming back home to my home track here at Atlanta this coming up weekend. A lot of stuff to talk about, man. So we'll go ahead and get it started out with the way we like to start the show. If it's your first time tuning in, you've never seen it, we started out with the word of the day, man. So basically what it is every time I say a word, Lawrence is going to throw up here at some point in time, you're going to take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I always say it's age appropriate as well. If you're under the age of 21, hey, man, get something sugar, get an energy drink, stay up late, play along. It's the summertime, man. So last week's word of the day was track house. I'm sure after what's been going on recently with them and the consistency and success they've had, I said it numerous times. But hey, if you played along, I'm sure you had a good buzz, man. Tonight's word of the day is going to be, I have no idea what it is, but every time I say it, take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. Like I say, under the age of 21, hit that energy drink, man. Y'all play along. So do want to give a big shout out here to Coach's Corner, man, for everything. If you guys hear it in the background, John was nice enough to open up the sound garden here to some guys that come in, songwriters, play acoustic, get together, man. It's a really good, pretty turnout. So if you hear some music tonight, just know it's them doing their thing. Getting right into that. Man, my phone done went crazy on me. Anyways, man, getting into the NASCAR news, but before we get there, got to give out some birthday wishes. I meant to do it last week. Got to wish my producer back here, Mr. LB, a happy birthday. His birthday was this past weekend. Had the Cars up here, one of his favorite bands, man. So, you know, pretty neat deal there. But got to give birthday wishes out there to my sister and my brother-in-law as well. Both those are coming up. I got some cousins this week. I got a lot of birthdays going down in July, man. I got a nephew that's got his birthday going on tonight. It's where my smoking hot wife's at right now. So hopefully they're having a good time doing their thing, man. But thinking about y'all, happy birthday, everybody. But getting right into that NASCAR news, man. You know how I like to do it, man. Tyler Reddick comes home with that first Cup Series win there at Road America. Man, I tell you what, he had to earn that one too. Ran a hell of a race all day long, racing my favorite driver, Chase Elliott. Man, I tell you, I thought Chase was going to bring it home.
Come on, man.
Didn't happen that way, man, but I tell you what, if we were going to lose, man, at least let's lose to a guy like Tyler Reddick, man. Been so close so many times. Very level-headed, never really see him get excited, you can see him getting upset or anything. Knew it was coming, and he finally got that monkey off his back, man, got that first Cup Series win, man. So big shout-out out there to the A team at RCR and Tyler Reddick, man. Congrats, y'all. Biggest news coming out here as of recent, and usually it doesn't happen on Wednesdays. Usually it's a Monday type thing, Tuesday type thing, but Noah Gragson over there in Xfinity Series with that JR Motorsports number 9 car coming out with a fine after the mishap that he had there at Road America, man. Decided he was going to retaliate and intentionally take guy out and wrecked a lot of cars in the field. So, man, 30 driver's points, 30 ownership points, $35,000, man. I mean, it is what it is. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I say there's a lot of guys out here that drive aggressive that could catch similar penalties. I think the biggest thing for them was how many cars were involved and how intentional it was. I mean, it's just part of it. It's what happens, man. You're going to take your bumps, move on. And what a personality he is and great race car driver, man. He finds himself 4th back there in the regular standing, I think 3rd in playoffs for Xfinity Series. Still sitting in good shape. And you can guarantee probably with all this going down, it's probably going to light a fire under his ass, man. He's probably going to get a little bit better for sure. So, you know, we just got to keep an eye out and keep watching him, man. But mark my words, you'll see that man in the Cup Series here within the next couple years, full time, guaranteed. Marty, you heard it here first, man. Next couple years. So, Joe Gibbs and 2311 doing a little Toyota partnership there. You know, they are affiliated. They do share data. They do a lot of things there with inside those two teams. Well, one's winning and one's losing. If you've been keeping up with it over the last few weeks, you know Bubba Wallace has been losing crew members, man. I mean, pit crew hadn't been doing very good. And I tell you what, Toyota's come together as a manufacturer, and Joe Gibbs is nice enough. Christopher Bell is going to be losing his crew. They're going over to the 23 at 2311, and Christopher Bell is gaining it. I think it's a big payoff for Toyota as a whole. I think that the guys that are over at 2311, definitely newer pit crew members. Some of them been in the series for a while, got experience. But you're going to see these guys come over and figure out how they do it at Gibbs, become a little more clean, a little more efficient, what it means to actually pit crew at a really top A team. So there again, I think Bubba Wallace is gaining a lot, and Christopher Bell ain't saying enough out there, because if I was Christopher Bell, I'd be giving it hell right now, and I'd be going, oh, nah, man, I'm right here on Bubba Watch. Y'all ain't doing that to me, man. And but at the end of the day, it's all a team sport. He's nice enough to let it do it. Whether he wants it or not, it happened, and we'll see. Maybe Bubba can get a little bit better consistent finishes. Now, if he starts messing up and it's not the crew, I better get my crew back whenever we enter these playoffs. That's all I'm saying. So big shout out there to social media, y'all. If you haven't yet, please go out, like, share, follow all our social media, not only for Rubbin' and Grubbin', but Coach's Corner, all affiliated shows on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Make sure you go like, out, share, follow all that social media out there, man. You can find us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Definitely make sure you check out the Rubbin' and Grubbin' YouTube channel. Share, subscribe, follow that, man. Like I always say, the more eyes we can get on that show, hopefully the more money we raise for our causes up here, not only with Rubbin' and Grubbin', but coaches as well, man. So if you haven't yet, like, share, follow all that social media out there, y'all. But speaking of Bubba, him and Joey had a little back and forth there at Road America, man, which is pretty cool to see. You know, Bubba kind of dove in, tried to hit him with a little move, washed up, got him in, and Joey came back and did his thing as well. So we'll see if it carries on any further from that. But at the end of the day, man, I love it. It's hard racing. That's what it's honestly all about, man. So see a little bit more drama, see if it carries over any further than what it did, man. Hey, I'm going to tell you like this, man. One of the sickest paint schemes that I've seen in a while is coming out this weekend in Atlanta, and that is the Coca-Cola 11 car for Denny Hamlin. It is actually a sponsorship for Denny in 2311, but Gibbs is throwing it on the car. Man, that thing is sweet, dude. If you have not checked it out, go check it out. Red, got the metallic numbers on it. I mean, metallic lettering on it. It is an awesome looking race car, man. You can check that out at NASCAR.com. I'm jealous that Coca-Cola is always a racing family with those guys and not affiliated with Hendrick as much as it should be. More of a Pepsi guy over there on that side. But I tell you what, it is a sick looking car, man. It's one of the best ones you're going to see out there this weekend. So if you're a Denny Hamlin fan, man, congrats. Definitely I'd be buying that die cast and definitely be buying a t-shirt with that paint scheme on it, because it's nice, man. So moving right into something new I'm going to start up doing now. We're getting down towards the playoffs, y'all. We don't have that many races before we make that cut to 16 and the playoffs start. There's last 10 races. So we just call it the Bubble Watch, man. I kind of give the Bubble Watch on who's updated, on who's in, who's out, who's in danger of kind of dropping back over these next few weeks as we get into those playoffs, man. So when you're looking at it the way we are now, you've got the 4 of Kevin Harvick and his teammate, the 10 of Eric Almirola, are sitting 17 and 18 right now, a few points back. But Christopher Bell is being that gatekeeper, man. He's sitting right there on the bubble in 16th. Does have a little bit of a cushion over Kevin Harvick, a little bit more over Almirola. But the biggest thing to watch out for is one bad race for him and one good one for one of those two drivers can definitely hop some guys in. And there's other guys out there like Austin Dillon, some other guys that aren't in yet, but they're not quite out of the running. So just got to keep an eye on it. The closer we get, the more interesting it gets to watch some of these guys throughout the race and in the field. And we're just going to keep it up, man, and see what they got going on and see what they're doing. But as of right now, 20 car of Christopher Bell is holding it down as the gatekeeper, man. We'll see if it changes after Atlanta. With the new style racing we have there and it being a little bit more like a super speedway on 1.5 miles, and we didn't see a real big one there in March. If you see one real big one, man, it could take out some of these guys that are ahead without the wins yet. Could cost them some damage in the points, so we just have to wait and see, man. But moving right in, man, gotta give it up. Checkered flag for charity. This is my favorite part of the show, man. If you guys don't know, Rubbin' and Grubbin' was established, man. I get to talk about NASCAR. I get to drink a little bit of cold beer, but I get to raise money for local charities, local causes. What John has going on at Coaches are one personal of mine. And this year we chose to do one that's very close to my heart, my wife as well. One of our good friends passed away suddenly, unexpectedly, and left behind a daughter. So what we're doing this year for Rubbin' and Grubbin' is we're raising money for an educational fund for her, man. And as of right now, Lawrence did a cooler full of joy week before last. 406 bucks it raised, man. So we're sitting right now at right under 1,600 bucks, 1,500 bucks, somewhere in there. Sitting good, man. We still got a lot of weeks going. We run this all the way through November. We got a barbecue contest coming up I'll be dropping dates for, and there's going to be some flyers if you guys are interested in getting in. Half the proceeds from that will go directly to her. 50-50 raffles, cooler full of joy. A lot of business is going to be donating some stuff to be raffled off as well, man. So if you guys are out there, you guys are interested in it, as I say, coming up here towards the end of August, I'll have all the details, man. It'll be in October, but it's going to be an awesome time. But like I say all the time, man, anybody that comes here at Coach's, if you'd like to donate to any charitable cause that we have going on, Checker Flag for Charity, or anything that Coach's has itself, make sure you let your bartender know, your waitress know, your waiter know. Hell, if you see John and Adele Henderson walking by, man, let them know. They're going to make sure that money goes to the right place, man, for a right cause that all stays local right here in Savannah, surrounding area, man. That's what it's all about. So I say it all the time. Doesn't matter the dollar amount, man. Nickels, pennies, dimes, 10, 20s, 150s, whatever you got to give, man. Make sure you donate that back into Checker Flag for Charity. You get to feel good. It all stays local, man. And I tell you what, big things are being done, man. So make sure you're a part of it. But if you guys know how we do it on Rubbin' and Grubbin', whatever car number wins that race, we donate into our swear bucket. I've already swore a couple times tonight. We got a couple bucks in there. But the 8-car Tyler Reddick won that Road America. Nothing outside of Christopher Bell does for us, so it's always a 20 at least, man. So 20 more going in, adding into that total. Like I say all the time, none of this is possible without the patrons and the the locals here around Coach's Corner and everybody that comes in here, man. So please make sure if you come in, guys, donate. If you attend the concerts, get in on these raffles we do for the Cooler Full of Joy or whatever it is we're raffling off that night. It all stays local, all to a great cause, man. So getting ready to get right into it. Got another bucket up here. got another one in there. Yeah, oh, you're good. Got two of them. I hadn't been drinking, but at the end of the day, sometimes it needs two of them, man, to throw in there with the words we get going. But that's it, man. Moving right in there pretty good, man. Getting into that next, my second favorite part, actually sponsored by Arborman Tree Service. You'll see that number scrolling on the screen every single episode we have of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Parker Eccles is nice enough, man, to donate in and sponsor the show. Hey, man, he does the who's hot and who's not, but any kind of tree service that you need done, make sure you give Parker Eccles a call over there at Arborman. Locally owned, locally operated, man, insured. Like I say, such a down-to-earth guy. Getting ready to go tear it up in the motorhome spot up there at Atlanta this weekend. He'll be there. Atlanta man will not. I unfortunately have to work. I give the July races up, but I'm lucky enough to have buddies like him that go out there and represent it really good, man. So Parker, hope you tear it up this weekend, man. But back to it. Tree service, stump grinding, tree removal, limbs cut back. Hell, if you're not even sure of what you need, you just need an estimate, man. Make sure you give Parker Eccles a call over there at Arborman. Like I said, you're going to see it scrolling all night long. As I always say, no job too big, too small, no tree too tall. Give Parker a call, y'all, man. Make sure you hit him up, anything, man. Getting into the heart of hurricane season coming up, you know you're going to need it, man. So moving right into that sponsor segment, who's hot and who's not. This is my second favorite part of the show, man. We got a couple good ones in here on the hot list. Not too much has changed a little bit. We got a new guy on there, somebody I think kind of dropped out after the performance there at Road America. But if you guys have been watching the show, you know Chase Elliott's going to stay there, man. After leading a race-high 39 laps on that whole race, finished the second. I mean, I can't say enough. I've told y'all all season long. Come on, man. The team's battle-tested. The crew chief's battle-tested. The pit crew's battle-tested. The driver's battle-tested. This is the championship run right here for Elliott. You heard me say it earlier in the season. I'm calling it. I think he's going to be the 2022 champion, man. I just think that the consistency is shown. Somehow they battle back after bad pit stops, bad stuff, bad wrecks, and they get those top 10, top 8, top 5 finishes, get some stage points mixed in there. Consistently good, man, and they showing up strong at some races. They're starting to heat up, so be on the lookout to see that 9 team and Hendrick Motorsports grab a couple more checker flags before we're into those playoffs. You heard it here, into those playoffs. Not in the playoffs. Before we get there, I'm saying at least one more win, maybe 2. I'll take a 1.5 if somebody will split that with me. But be on the lookout for him, man. Coming in, a lot more trophies to be had. Ross Chastain's going to move up and take over second place, man. I don't think there's been a guy that's really been more consistent than him when you look at the top 5 and top 10s that this man has. Seems like every week he's got a top 5 or a top 10 finish, man. He's doing his thing. Trackhouse has shown up extremely strong, way stronger than what I thought for a second-year race team. I mean, I knew they got a hold of Ganassi. They got that. They, got that shop built. They're into that shop. They're into their own shop, whatever it may be. Brand new race car has definitely helped. We'll see if they can maintain this throughout as we get into the playoffs and the stress and the pressure starts building through the sponsors and really having to go out and perform and racing against the best. They've been doing it all year. We'll see if they can continue to do it. But the one car of Chastain has been unbelievable. I love the fact that he's not blinking an eye at all on the opportunity. He's taking wins when he's got to get them. He's roughing folks up. He's living his life, man. He's being him. So I can't speak highly enough about that for the driver himself, and especially an owner like Justin Marks and Pitbull to turn around and back it up. I think it's awesome, man. So Chastain's going to take over too, y'all. 3 on that hot list. There's another Kyle on it, and it ain't this guy right here. I see Kyle Larson starting to come back into some nice looking form there, man. He's coming back, starting to have some really good consistent runs. Starting to, come into his own in the summer months. We expected, I think, after the season that he had last year, how dominating of a performance and season it was for him to turn around and pick up right where we left off. But we didn't factor in the new car. We didn't factor in a lot of variables that just kind of hadn't gone his way. He's had, there again, just like a lot of teams, tire issues, some loose wheels. He's had some mechanical issues. He's been caught up in some stuff that really wasn't his fault or it was his, and just got wrecked out. So it hasn't been that 2021 season for Kyle Larson yet, but I'm seeing the 5 teams starting to get the ball rolling back. I don't know if there's a better duo out there than Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson. These guys spend time together in the offseason. Him crew chiefing for dirt cars for him, whether it's late model, whether it's midgets, whatever it is he's running, whether it's sprints, Silver Crowns, whatever it is he's running. Cliff Daniels loves to go spend time with him and crew chief. I think that you cannot speak volumes enough about how much that communication rolls over into the Cup Series and the big boys. So big kudos to them, but I'm telling you right now, I expect Kyle Larson there again to get another win before we get into the playoffs. He's got a couple good tracks coming up here in the next 3-4 weeks. Get ready for it. He's going to get another checker before we get those playoffs, man. So that'll do it for the Who's Hot, man. We're going to move right into that Who's Not. And if you watch anything over the 3 road courses that we've had, now the ovals are pretty good. The 3 road courses that we've had this year, if you go back and look at Toyota has struggled, man. And a matter of fact, this week you had to go back to 13th place to find the first finishing Toyota, and that was Martin Truex Jr. And everybody behind that, Gibbs-wise, was a little bit close. But at the end of the day, man, I tell you what, road courses hadn't been Gibbs' thing this year. And I don't know, maybe if it's just the way they set the cars up, with it being the new car, with only being allowed to do so much there. But at the end of the day, they just struggled really so far on road courses. And you have some guys that maybe don't have those road course wins, but Martin Truex over the last few years has been strong. Denny Hamlin's always had at least decent performances as a lot of them. Christopher Bell, a few years ago, won the Roval at Daytona. I mean, it's just, these guys are always consistently strong. And Kyle Busch, I mean, enough said, right? So I don't know what's going on over there at camp. We still got a couple more to go. We'll see if they can get it turned around at one of these. But as of right now, they're going to make the not list on the road courses for sure. Another one for me is what is going on with the stage racing on road courses. And I'm not going to say too much. It's on the not list. It's not cool with me. We'll talk about it. I've got it saved for another segment, but it is a point. The stage racing at road courses is going to be not hot at all right now. And I'll get a little bit further in detail as we move on in the show, man. But going to wrap it up there for the Who's Hot and Who's Not. Hope you guys are having a great Wednesday out there, man. Like I said, I know summer's winding down. I'm sure a lot of folks are still recovering from that wild 4th of July weekend that we had going on. I know it was wild for me. It was wild for a lot of folks. I think there was just something in the air, something in the water down there on the beach, man. But it was crazy, man. But I hope everybody stayed safe. Everybody had a good 4th of July. Everybody's back into the normal grind, man. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Always awesome to be a part of Coach's Corner Sports Network. I'm telling you right now, man, awesome place to be. Awesome family we have right here on the Sports Network, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. Doing a little Road of America recap, man. 3rd road course of the year, and pretty uneventful, man. We didn't have a natural caution throughout that whole race. Only the stage cautions, the stage ends there. I tell you what, pretty uneventful, but it was a great road course, man. I mean, it was awesome. The racing, I love Road America. I think it is an actual true, probably one of the best road courses I've seen NASCAR race on ever. We all love Sonoma, but I tell you what, Road America is awesome as well. Just the distance, the time it takes, the way these guys battle it out. Awesome race, man. But Another big shout out there to Tyler Reddick and the 8 over there at RCR, and Chai, man, I tell you what, those guys are an awesome sponsor. They stuck it out. Richard Childress, one of the most historic owners we've ever seen inside the sport, and I'm glad that he's got a guy like Tyler Reddick and Austin Dillon. Not going to take anything away from Austin as well, good race car driver. But Tyler Reddick's really starting to come into his own and show the talent that everybody saw in Xfinity and on those dirt tracks, man. So big shout out there to Tyler Reddick. I'm glad he went out. I'm glad he got it done there for Richard Childress and RCR, and I'm glad you got that first Cup Series win, brother. Hope to many more, man. Hope to see you in victory lane a few more times. That's honestly what it's all about, man. So other than that, man, moving right into the preview for Atlanta. Hot Atlanta, man, and it is going to be smoking hot out there this weekend coming up. I expect to see a totally different race than what we saw there in the spring. I was there, ready for it, had to be there. The temperatures were a lot cooler, man. Track cooled off pretty quick as the sun went down there. I'm telling you right now, 3 o'clock race time, depending on how many cautions we have, depending on the track temps, it's going to be hot in the car. Tempers are going to flare. Tires are going to give. The track's going to be slick, man. I expect to see a big one coming up at this race here, man. It's fast. Everything that I saw in the spring was just too crazy not to enjoy, man. I think Atlanta, AMS, and NASCAR did a really good job getting together and designing this racetrack, the first of its kind. It is very innovative. It is very awesome. It is very fast, and dude, it is very intense, man. There was not one boring lap there in that March race. Even though it's a big pack riding around, a couple packs, little of the same ball game as what it was, a driver's track, tire wear, managing your tires. I think as it ages, we'll get to see a little bit more of that. We're going to see it grow as a track. I'm still a big fan, and I'm still going to call for it, and I always will. I think the March race, cool. You want to do super speedway, do super speedway. You want to do super speedway in the summer, do it in the summer. But one of these races should be that full horsepower, 1.5 mile package that we saw at Charlotte, that we saw at Texas. I think it would do great at Atlanta. I think the more data that we have and the safer that we can make the cars and maybe try to figure out a way to get it done, I hope that it gets done. I'm still a fan of Atlanta moving into the chase in October some point in time, or maybe even early October, mid-October, late September. Let that weather cool off at least a little bit. Make it a chase, playoff race. Make it something totally different than what you raced early in the year, whether it's a super speedway or 1.5 miles. But I think it'd be awesome, man. We saw William Byron bring home the checkered there. We'll see if he can do it again, or if we'll have another first-time winner, or if we'll have another repeat winner, or if we'll have a new winner first time, man. We still got some names out there. Hadn't got it done, man. Hadn't seen Martin Truex in victory lane. Hadn't seen Denny Hamlin in victory lane, man. So there's still a couple guys out there, big names, not in victory lane yet, man. We'll see if they can go out and get it done. And not to mention, not Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, excuse me. I'm going to get cussed out by Twitterverse for that. But, Ryan Blaney, man, maybe he goes and gets it. But I'm calling his first win Michigan like I did last week. I backed it up. You heard it here first, man. Top 5, man. Moving right in. I'm still yet to see my boy go out and get a win at his home track. I think after having his heart broke there at Road America, winning that race at Nashville, wouldn't surprise me to see the 9 right back in victory lane. Pretty good restrictor plate racer. It's his home track. He led a lot of stage 2 there, had a bad pit stop, got caught up, never got that track position back, never came back up to the front. But I tell you what, at the end of the day, I'm taking Chase Elliott again to go number 1 on the top 5 list, man. 2 for me, Kyle Busch, man. Another guy, like I said, not on the hot list, but I think when you're talking about it at Atlanta, restrictor plate, the guy's got a knack for it. Good speed, been fast all year, knows how to keep it out of trouble. Barring anything from somebody else, I look for the 18 to be there competing for a win at the end, coming to those checkers as well, man. 3 for me, probably in my eyes, the best restrictor plate new age racer that's out there right now, and that's Ryan Blaney in the 12 at Penske, man. I mean, there again, up front, leading, the race, battling for the front, contention up there towards the end of the race. Didn't quite work out the way I think he wanted it to. Him and Bubba kind of got a little squirrely there and things happened. But at the end of the day, Ryan Blaney, to me, best super speedway driver we have out there right now. So not going to be surprised if I see the 12 come home there again with a checkered flag at Atlanta. 4 for me, a guy that's never really been known for the super speedway, but he kind of did really good last time we had to go around on one, and I look for him to do it again. That's Kyle Larson, man. I mean, like I said, I think the team's trending in the right direction. I think they're making the right moves, hopefully through their growing pains with this next-gen car. They get their things battened down, tightened down, and come out and have just a really good, solid race all the way around. I think that's what we saw last weekend at Road America. I expect to see the same thing this weekend here at Atlanta. We're just going to see if they can, there again, stay out of the big trouble, stay out of the wrecks. I know there's probably going to be a big one, I'm calling it, and we'll see where we go from there, man. Let's see, 5 for me. The 1, it's got to be Ross Chastain, man. Ross Chastain had top 5 runs the whole year. Dark horses here, guys, you got to look out for. The 20 of Christopher Bell. You got to watch out for the 20 of Christopher Bell, man. Good little restrictor plate racer as well. I think that he's got really good equipment. Had a really good run going there again in Atlanta. Got caught up in a mess, wrecked out or wrecked race car, but be on the lookout for him. Bubba Wallace, we don't speak about him enough, being such a good super speedway racer. There again, coming down towards the end there at Atlanta, had a shot to win it, didn't quite unfold, took a really hard hit, man, there at Atlanta, but I expect him to turn around and have another really good run there again, man. 3, guy had a top 10 finish in Atlanta, man. You're looking to make some big bucks, and I got it coming up, man. Corey LaJoie in the 7. I heard on Stacking Pennies, he said he's going out with a Hail Mary, man. He's going to give it all this weekend to try to steal a win at Atlanta. So there again, be on the lookout, man. Those would be the 3 dark horses, man. Getting into that money bet, y'all, the 9, the 1, and the 12 are all sitting right now at the same odds, which what surprised me is this is a really good chance to make some money out there for the bettors, man. Those 3 cars are all starting out at 1,000, plus 1,000, plus 100, whatever you want to call it, plus 1,000, 10 to 1 odds, basically, man. I'm telling you right now, any 3 of those guys could come home with that win easy. And for those guys, I put 20 bucks on it in a heartbeat, man. No big money, but anyways, I think you got to look in the middle pack. There's some guys there, very good value at 12, 14, 1,600. A little bit further back, you got guys like Kevin Harvick. You got guys like Kurt Busch. You've got other good cars, man, that are sitting at 2,000, 1,800, 2,200, man. I mean, that's a big little paycheck to be made there, man, if one of those guys sneak out and get a win. And like I said, it is kind of a super speedway race. Anybody can go out and win this one. So I look even a little further than that. Guys like Corey LaJoie, guys like Brad Keselowski, guys like Eric Jones, man. Those 3 guys, I think Brad's at 4,000 plus 400, 40 to 1 odds, whatever it may be. I think Corey LaJoie is at like plus 250, like 25,000 right now, man. Top 10 run there in the spring. Maybe not a win, but a top 3 is still going to pay huge with that guy. There again, man, it's just guys you got to look out for. Noah Gragson, there again, is going to be in the 16 car, man. So just got to look out for him. You take what you go with, but that's going to be my money bets this week. 1 out of those 3 categories we're betting on, man, for sure. And hopefully we do a little better. We've washed this past weekend, man. Yeah, we're still up, but we had Chase Elliott there. Still wouldn't have been a big payday. We still would have actually lost $13 on what we bet. But at the end of the day, I expect to make it up here at Atlanta. I think we're going to run a couple more top 3 picks and a couple more win picks this week. I think we're going to try to balance it out and definitely come home with a paycheck for sure, man. So got to watch out. But that'll wrap it up there for that money bet, y'all. Got to give a big shout out to my other main sponsor outside of coaches and Arborman, Mr. Lamar. Lamar, thank you, brother, for everything up here at Lamar's Body Shop, located right up here on Skidaway Road, man. Been in service 35 plus years. That is an awesome dude, man. I'm telling you, awesome guy. It doesn't matter if you need an insurance quote, you need paint, you need body work. Hey, man, if you're not sure what you need, drive it on up there, man. Give Lamar a little chance to give it a walk over, tell you what you need, man. Guy does awesome, excellent service. Had a couple family members had cars repaired there. I'm telling you right now, goes in looking bad, comes out looking pristine. LB, like I said last week, had a little fender bender. He's got his up there right now, getting it repaired with Lamar, man. So there again, Lamar's Body Shop, located right up there off Skidaway Road, man. Keep it local, y'all. Spread the love. But thank you, Lamar, for sponsoring it, man. I love you sponsoring the show, brother. Thank you for everything you do, man. Hope to see you soon, brother. But Lamar sponsors the Hard Right Turn. And what a better one for a body shop, man. And tonight's hard right turn, like I said, this is kind of something I get into. It can be about drivers. It can be about situations that are hitting big in the sport. It can be about directions the sport headed. It can be about a lot of things. And if you were tuned in earlier, you heard me talk about the who's not. And I said stage pointed road courses. And look, I'm a huge fan of stage racing. A lot of guys that I know, older guys that kind of taught me about the sport, they're not huge fans about it. They like it, but they say it kind of manipulates the race and this, that, and it does in a way. but everybody's on an equal playing field. Everybody knows when the cautions are coming. It takes a little strategy out, but strategy is made up with the aggressiveness that we're seeing in the youth. Now, the one thing that I'm going to say tonight and what I'm upset about is stage racing at road courses. So to me, a road course is probably the most strategy you'll employ throughout the whole season if you're trying to go out and get a win on something a little different than everybody else, right? So you can go out and pit laps before and try to, you know, short run on one and fuel 2 fuel runs on the full ones on the other ones. You can there again come in before you know, other guys do and manipulate it that way. You can stay out during a caution, you can run during a caution, you can roll during a caution. There's just so much you can do without the stages being there. So the stages in road courses manipulate it to the leaders and the guys that have a shot to win are always going to come in before the stage ends, because everything they lose in track position, they're going to gain right back when the guys that earn the stage points turn around and pit. There again, I think it's really cool to help some teams, guys stay out, get those top 10 stage point at the end of the stage. Now, there's still ways that we can do that and pay the guys that are doing good and not manipulate the race so much. The way I look at it is you can have stage in, stage 1, stage 2. You can end those stages, but instead, we never come under caution. We never throw a caution flag. Just at the end of that lap, whatever driver it is that's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th, they get those stage points. They're the ones that walk home and go away with those stage points while we stay green. There again, that puts the strategy back into the sport. That puts the guys that are, you know, up front not having to struggle about the stage points, not trying to manipulate it in a way. It kind of takes it out. Guys are able to plan, do things different, get themselves off pit sequence, maybe go for a win. It's just something I think as a fan we got to look at. I love the stages. I never want to see a change on super speedways, mile and a half and short tracks. I never want to see it change. But as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to road course races, I think it's something NASCAR should really look into to trying to change maybe next year or maybe the year after. But we're racing more road courses than ever. It's the same song and dance. It's becoming just like mile and a halfs in a way. I think that we really need to see some of these guys able to go out and have these long fuel runs, run the fuel out of the cars, and not be penalized for having to come in and not manipulate through the, you know, stage ends. It's just my thoughts on it. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, man. Comment on that if you guys are watching it tonight. Definitely, like I say all the time, man, on that YouTube, like, share, follow, all that stuff for us, man. It's going to be freaking amazing. The more eyes we get on it, the better it is, man. But that's going to wrap it up, y'all, for the rubbing part. And in no time, we are on to the grubbing, and it was perfect timing. It just came up, and I'm going to tell you guys, this is probably one of my favorite burgers around that you can get, man. It is very good. I usually go Grand Slam. I think we went the home run burger tonight, which is just fine. I'm going to tear it up just the same. But so your classic half-pound patty, man. Couple strips of bacon on there, lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle. I'll deuce it up with some jalapenos here and there. Got the tots. Gotta have one of those that are hot. One of my favorite meals, man. Like I say, if you haven't been up to Coach's and had the burger yet, you've got to, man. It is a very good burger, man. Gonna tear this up as soon as we get off, y'all. Michael Carter, got to give a big shout out there to him. Did pretty good there last weekend at Road America. Second in that first race. Had some mechanical issues. Think drive shaft, drive line, drive train. Something messed with him in the second one. Caused him to kind of stumble up there. But I'm telling you guys, I keep putting it out there. Man, I wish a truck team would look at this guy and go, hey, man, on a road course, give you a little shot, man. The guy is an awesome, awesome road racer, awesome race car driver in general, and he's a Savannah boy, man. He's local. You kidding me? And I'll put it out there, anybody looking, always looking for sponsorship, any local business out here, Savannah area, anybody out there watching, you want to throw some bucks to a good little local racer, give Michael Carter Enterprises, man. Hit him on Facebook, find him. Give them some money for a sponsorship, man. It's awesome, y'all. All right, man. Got to give a big shout out there to 1043 ESPN Coastal, Mr. PJ Zuko, and everybody involved. Green, white, checker, man. PJ's been on vacation a couple weeks, living it up in Hawaii. I know he's coming back tan and ready to roll, man. So hopefully this week when we come up, we're going to have an all-new green, white checker being played, 9 to 9:30. Every Sunday, ESPN Coastal 1043. You can stream it live on ESPN Coastal's Facebook page as well, y'all. So make sure you're checking that out. PJ and myself catching you up on everything that I didn't go over tonight, everything that breaks in NASCAR news, a little bit different vibe, and getting you hyped up ready for that race on Sunday. Again, y'all, every Sunday, 9 to 9:30, ESPN 104.3 Coastal and ESPN Coastal Facebook page, man. PJ, hope to hear from you on Sunday, brother. Big shout out to all the coaches shows out there, man. Want to give a big shout out to Coach Carl DeMasi, man. That Who's on First Base, new episode of that drops every Tuesday. Braves won last night. I saw him on his Twitter. I know he posted that on there. Absolutely love it. But him and Kyle Lawson keeping you up to date on everything brand new that's going down in Major League Baseball. Who's hot, who's not, what teams to be on the lookout for, what the playoff picture's looking like, who's heating up, and how they feel about the games that went on that week, man. Coach also does that Carl DeMasi Sports Report live every Saturday right here at Coach's Corner, man. Keeping you up to date there again, all the local sports news, high school football, basketball, volleyball, golf, soccer. Coach keeps it up to date, man, and if you've known the man, you know he knows his stuff, man. So make sure you tune into that there again, Tuesdays and Saturdays, Coach Carl breaking it down, man. Big shout out there to my Hot Grits podcast fellas, Travis and Spencer out there doing it up. Man, I tell you, the latest episode was awesome, man. They were talking all kinds of cool stuff, talking, hot dog eating contest there with Joey Chestnut and the protesters and him ripping it up. I mean, that dude is an eating machine, man. I own so many records in World Eating Championships. It's ridiculous, man. But if you haven't yet, you can stream that podcast anywhere you stream your normal podcast, man. Make sure you do it. Travis and Spencer breaking down all kinds of stuff in sports. Awesome, awesome folks, man. 19th hole out there, the Herb brothers. I tell you, Sean and Brent Herb do some really cool things, man. Funny as hell. Staples in the community as well, man. We're getting ready to get a charity golf event coming up sometime later on this year. I got my partner. I'm keeping that under wraps. I got to get him a date. As soon as we get a date, I'm calling my boy. Rubbin' and Grubbin's coming for a trophy, man. I'm not going to say we're going to win it. I know what we're going up against, but I'm definitely not trash talking either. I'm just trying to put some good vibes in the universe, and hopefully the birdie gods bless me with a couple nice little shots there, and we're able to pull it out, man. So looking forward to that, y'all. But want to give a big shout out there again to John and Dale Henderson, all the partners, everybody here at Coaches, all the patrons, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. I'm telling you guys, got another hour and a half of music up here, man. If you guys want to come out and see some true musicians play, some original stuff, doing their thing, man, it's an awesome, I've been watching it my whole time up here. Awesome show, man. You got another, like I said, about an hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, man. Come out and check it out. But hope everybody had a good Wednesday. Safe 4th, man. Love you guys, as I say all the time. Hug your loved ones. Make sure you kiss them, hold them close. Tomorrow's not giving, y'all. Get ready, tune in. The home track, Quaker State 400, right there at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's going down, y'all. Hope you guys had a great night. Hope you enjoyed the show. Love y'all. Till next time, stay safe, y'all. Wash your hands, man. Love y'all.